Hey everyone, welcome back to Scripture Study with Smithy. So today I wanted to talk about a lady called Rahab from the story of Joshua. If you don't know who she was, you'll soon find out. We're in chapter 2 of Joshua, and I'm going to break down the story of the next few chapters into two different videos because there's just too much in here. I'm just going to focus this video on Rahab and what happens with her and her family. So let's read in Joshua chapter 2. Joshua has become the prophet after Moses was taken up into heaven, and he sends two spies secretly to go and view the land of Jericho to see how, to check it out before the people go across the Jordan River. So this is where we're at. And Joshua the son of Nun sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, "Go view the land, even Jericho." And they went and came into an harlot's house named Rahab and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, "Behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country." Just a quick one. So Rahab has a house. She's obviously a harlot, so the house just describes it. But they went there to lodge there, so she must have had a lodging house, right? Where visitors could come and stay. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, "Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country." And the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, "There came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were. And it came to pass about the time of shutting the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them." But she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. I say it's interesting. So they'd come in and lodged there, and it was now night time, but they'd shut the gate to the city, and now they wanted to know where these 2 guys were, so they couldn't escape. But she lied to them and said that they'd already gone, and so they sent out a search party for them. And she hid the 2 guys up in the roof, in amongst the stalks of flax. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof. So before they went to sleep for the night, she came up to talk to them. And she said unto the men, "I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you, when ye came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have showed you kindness, that ye will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token, that ye will save alive my father and my mother and my brethren and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death." And the men answered her, "Our life for yours, if ye utter not this our business. And it shall be, when the Lord hath given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee." Okay, let's press pause there for a second. So she's come up, she said, she bears testimony that the Lord is with them, and that the people are utterly afraid. They have no strength left in them, because the Lord God is, because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. So she bears testimony that the God of the Israelites is the true God. right? Because no one could have done the miracles that had happened, right? They crossed over the Red Sea on dry land, that beat the armies of the Amorites and totally wiped them out. And now they're coming into Jericho. So obviously a pretty fearful thing for the people of Jericho, knowing that these massive armies have just been annihilated and they're left by themselves to defend their own country. That would be pretty frightening. They could have surrendered, you know. They could have welcomed the Israelites in, but they didn't. They locked the gates. Anyway, then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, Get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may you go your way. So she lets them down the wall. She lives on the wall, lets them down, and tells them to go hide in the mountain for a few days until the search party's given up. And the men said unto her, We will be blameless of this thine oath which thou hast made us swear. Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window, which thou didst let us down by, and thou shalt bring thy father and thy mother and thy brethren and all thy father's household home unto thee. It shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with thee in the house, his blood shall be on our head, if any hand be upon him. And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit of thine oath which thou hast made us to swear. And she said, According unto your words, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed, and she bound the scarlet line in the window. And they went and came to the mountain, and abode there 3 days, until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way, but found them not. So the 2 men returned and descended from the mountain, and passed over, and came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all things that befell them. And they said unto Joshua, Truly the Lord hath delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. Okay, so she let them down from the wall with the scarlet thread, and they told her to put that in the window to identify the house. They would have also given instructions to anyone entering to the commanders of where her house was located, so they didn't just go ransacking it. At least that's what I would have done. So where we go next. So we don't hear about Rahab for a few chapters until we get to chapter 6. And we go to 6 verse 17. Okay, so this is the Lord speaking. Joshua speaking. And he says, And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein, unto the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. Okay, so there's Joshua. I really like this, that these 2 guys made an oath with Rahab, and he honored it. So that's very good leadership, integrity, like they made an oath, and then he supported them in that. So we go to verse 22. It says, well, let's just read the first one, right? 21. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and ass, with the edge of the sword. So it was pretty brutal when they went through the city. They spared nothing, except for the gold and silver and all the treasures which they took into gave to the Lord's house. Okay, verse 22. But Joshua had said unto the 2 men that had spied out the country, Go into the harlot's house, and bring out thence the woman and all that she hath, and ye swear unto her, as ye swear unto her. So they were tasked to go back to the house. And the young men that were spies went in and brought out Rahab and her father and her mother and her brethren and all that she had. And they brought out all her kindred and left them without the camp of Israel. And they burnt the city with fire and all that was there, and only the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and of iron they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. And Joshua saved Rahab the harlot alive, and her father's household, and all that she had. And she dwelleth in Israel unto this day, because she hid the messengers which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. Okay, so there we go. That's the story of Rahab. What do we know about her? She was a harlot. She had a lodging house. She loved her family. She wanted to save them all. She also knew that the Israelites, the God of the Israelites, was the true God, and that the great miracles had happened, and she believed them, and she knew that they were going to take the land. So she was wise enough to protect the Israelite spies and make an oath with them that would save her household. So she helped do the work of the Lord, really, because the spies were there to find out what was going on and what the strength of the city was, and where the weak points obviously were. They were also, that's what spies do. They find out all kinds of information and intelligence and take it back to the generals, and then they can formulate a plan. But the Lord had other plans, as we read about how Joshua manages to take the city. What else was I going to say about that? So Rahab was true to her word, and the Lord, through the prophet Joshua, was true to his word as well, keeping the oath. I really like that last verse where it says, she dwelleth in Israel unto this day, because she hid the messengers which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. So they didn't just set her free. They just didn't, just like, you and all your family are free, you can go somewhere else now. No, they said, you can come and join us. You're not one of us, but you can live among us. And I thought that was quite interesting. Those who honor the Lord deserve to be honored. Those who help the servants of the Lord deserve to be favored, blessed. And so her and her household were. They probably lived out the rest of their days among the Israelites. Anyway, great story. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your study.